So hi guys, in our lesson on strong and weak electrolytes, we explained that strong electrolytes dissociate completely into free moving positive and negative ions. Also, in our lesson on electrolysis and its uses, we defined electrolysis as a chemical process or a decomposition which occurs when direct current, such as the current from a battery, is passed through an electrolyte. But the question is, how does passing an electric current through an electrolyte bring about a chemical change? We can find the answer to this question by understanding the principle or mechanism of electrolysis. As said earlier, when an electrolyte is dissolved in water, it dissolves into free moving positive and negative ions, which are known as cations and anions respectively. As shown in the electrolytic setup here, these ions move about randomly before electric current is passed through the solution of the electrolyte. But when an electric current is allowed to pass through the electrolyte, their random movement stops and their motion becomes directional. The cations move towards the cathode, which is the negative electrode, while the anions move towards the anode, which is the positive electrode. In an electrolytic cell, the battery can be likened to a tank of water connected to a water pipe through a tap fixed to the bottom of the tank. When the tap is turned on, the water flows from the tank through the pipe and can then be fetched with a bucket. In a similar way, when the switch of an electrolytic cell is turned on, electrons flow from the negative terminal of the battery, called the anode, to the negative electrode of the cell, called the cathode, through an electric wire or a conductor. The cathode of the electrolytic cell now becomes negatively charged and then attracts the positive ions in the electrolyte towards itself. And this is because unlike charges attract. Just like the buckets used for collecting the water flowing from a water tank, the cations accept the electrons flowing from the battery once they are attracted to the cathode and then become electrically neutral. Now, let's discuss what happens at the anode, which is the positive electrode of the electrolytic cell. As said earlier, the anions are attracted to the anode and then lose their electrons to become electrically neutral. The electrons they lose flow out of the electrolytes through the anode and then back to the battery. It is like pouring water from the bucket back into a water tank. So, as you can see, the discharge of positive and negative ions take place when an electric current is passed through an electrolyte. Let's summarize what we've learned thus far. During electrolysis, cations are attracted to the cathode, while anions are attracted to the anode. The cations and anions get discharged and become electrically neutral when attracted to the cathode and anode respectively. This is all we have for this lesson. I will see you soon.